Should you buy stocks when they're at their all-time high? The answer is yes. Yes, you should. And we're going to show you this article by my man Meb Faber. All-time high, a good time to invest? And Meb says, no, it's not. It's a great time to invest. And we're going to kind of skip some of the fluff here. We're just going to go down to the bottom. So what Meb's philosophy here is if the stock market, or any investment, but basically we're just looking at stock, S&P 500, is within 5% of its all-time high, you either invest or you hold if you already own it. If the market is below 5% of the all-time high, you sell and you put in 10-year treasuries, all right? And this is what he found. This is crazy to me. From 1926 to 2019, if you just bought and hold, you average 10% a year. With an 18.6, I got the dogs up there jumping around, an 18.65% standard deviation with a max drawdown of 83.66%. If you did the switch again is, the stocks are within 5% of their all-time highs, we buy or we hold. The minute it goes below 5% of their all-time high, not the minute, but you're going to use it like a month or yearly basis, we sell. All right, and again, I'll show you here in just a second on the whiteboard. All right, we only made 9.61% relative to U.S. stocks given 10.07 to buy and hold, but look at our drawdown, 29%. Look at our volatility. 80% less risky in terms of volatility for our switch effect, even though we did return less. Crazy, huh? And so here he shows U.S. stocks an all-time high switch model equity curve. You can see right here, if we sold when the market fell 5% or more, we avoided all that. If we sold when the market fell 5% or more, we avoided some of that, a little bit of that too. And crazy, let's keep going. You realize that models need to work most of the time in most geographies, so you test the method on foreign stocks. And what you find in foreign stocks, the switch method did it much better. Not only did it reduce the volatility by 10%, but they returned almost 200 basis points more. And then you say foreign stocks with a combination of U.S. and foreign stocks, you actually did better with a switch method with about half the volatility. And then the drawdown was a third, no, almost a fourth of what it was. Isn't that crazy? And here we're just doing U.S. stocks in a 12-month high as opposed to month over month. If we did it over 12 months, so basically you're sitting tight, you're saying I'm buying today because the markets, the stocks currently are within 5% of the all-time high, or I'm just holding, I'm not selling, and I'll check back in a year. And if I check back in a year and the markets are below 5% of their all-time high, I'm getting out. That's just all there is to it. And then when they come back in a year from there, I'll go back and buy back again. And you can see right here, if you did the switch, again, right here. So you test a similar variant. We invest stocks when the market is within 5% of 12-month high rather than 5% of all-time high. 5% of 12-month high, not all-time high, 12-month high. Here you actually did better, 10.68%. So here's not even all-time high, it's a 12-month high. You're saying, are they within 5% of the 12-month, the last 12 months? If they are, I'm buying, or I'm holding. If they're below 5% of the last 12 months, I'm selling. And here I've got 10.68 as our rate of return versus a buy and hold of 10. And I'm reducing my standard deviation by, I mean, my goodness, 18 to 12, reducing the downside risk in terms of drawdown by 50%. It's crazy. So let's draw this out. I thought that then foreign stocks, it's just nuts. So let me show you what this looks like on this. I'm actually stunned by this. And that's why I love Meb Faber, because and he's the Idea Farm. And you should follow Meb because you'll get all kinds of great information on that. So basically the premise is, you know, we're going to, stocks go like this, they go like this, they go like this, they go like this. So if we have this right here, where we're down 5% or more, we're avoiding that, all right? We're down 5% or more, we're avoiding that. Now you can say, yeah, but we're also avoiding this right here, yeah? So we got out right here. Let me draw it with a different color. Because we're not going to take the full brunt of the downside, but we are going to take a little bit. When they're 5% off their all-time high, we're selling. And then we're going to wait for it to come back. We're selling. We're going to wait for it to come back. So we missed this, we missed that. That's for sure. We're going to sell, wait for it to come back. And that's, you just do that once a year, essentially. I mean, so you sell when the markets are off. So right now the S&P 500, I don't have, well, yeah, I do. Let's see what the S&P 500, and I'm not going to do this, Frank. I'm too lazy. I don't want to do all that. But let's see what the S&P 500 is right now. So we're going to look, if my phone will work with me. S&P 500 is at 5,100. All right, 5,123. Let's make sure you can see that. Yeah, So the S&P 500 is at 5123. So if the S&P 500 is within 5% of this, we hold, we buy, or we hold. All right, so we got 5123 minus 5% would be what, 250 points down basically? 5123 right here minus 5%, 5123 minus 5%, 256 points. So if it ever goes below 4866, we sell. All right, if it ever goes below 4866, we sell. Now, we wait to buy back in for it to go to 5123. So here we go, 5123, it goes to 4866, we sell, and we wait for it to get back within 4867, back to within 5% of the high of the year right there. And if we do that, I mean, he just showed us, man. Historically, I don't know if it's going to happen in the future. I don't know. I mean, but I get all kinds of people. Is it bad to have stock market all-time high? The stock market's all-time high is bad. But the stock market is always at an all-time high. That's what I tell people, man. I said, so if we go back up here, stock market, all-time high. It did fall here, but is that an all-time high? All-time high, all-time high. So it's always at an all-time high, man. The point is we want to miss out right there. So the only drawback with this, he goes back to 1926. That's the big one right there. You see what I'm saying? Where you avoided all this right here. And you didn't really avoid much here. It took a long time to get back to even Steven. You avoided that right there in 2009, which is kind of nice. But generally speaking, if we took out 1926 to basically 54 essentially, did you really avoid all that much? I mean, you avoided a lot, don't get me wrong, but how to reflect the overall portfolio? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I do know there's some trends and momentum that Med falls, which I like a lot. But it's kind of like going back to what I say when it came down to, if you took out you're not going to be able to see here, but from 1948 or 46, I can't remember. I think it's 1946 or 48 to 1968. If you took that out, the bonds versus stocks, the bonds look a whole lot better than stocks, than they have when you factor in compared to stocks. You'll never have stocks underperform bonds as long as you're keeping basically that 20-year time frame in from 1948 to 1968. Stocks just decimated bonds so much that every single exposure you ever, or every single calculation you run with that time frame, stocks are going to destroy bonds because of that 20-year time frame. Same thing with small cap value. From 1976 to 1982, small cap value just smoked everything else. As long as you're keeping that 6-year time frame, small cap value will always outperform because it did so much better than all the other stocks out there. And that was such a big win for that short amount of time that people think assumes that means it's going to be like that going forward. It's just not, man. It's not. It had this one little window there. And if you missed that window, you missed it. Yeah, it's all there is to it. People say, but that's the performance, 100%. That's literally what it did. Doesn't mean it's going to go forward again. So my only question I have with Meb's thing here is from 1929 to basically 1950, if you took that out of the mix because of the Great Depression, what would it be? I don't know. We can do all this, but it's very interesting. Come down here, and I'm going to share with you what Meb says. Hold on a second. He does with other asset classes, commodities. I think we even got real estate. I think we've got gold in here. Yep, gold, and the switch does the same thing all the time. So it's very interesting to me. Let's see here. Some investors will notice this basic system is a channel breakout system right here. If you've been following Cambria for some time, you may also note that the system looks like a cousin of our trend following market portfolio. They incorporated moving averages, which we introduced a decade ago in our white paper in our book, the Ivy portfolio. Yeah, 100%. So I think they got the Trinity portfolio here. Where he talks about it as well. And I'm not recommending it. You can do it. Let's see. Hold on a second. The benefits of combining both strategies, buy and hold and trend following, is the basis for the Trinity portfolio family of strategies, which Cambria uses. I can't make a recommendation. I'm just telling you, I find it interesting. I would never do this myself because I'm just too lazy, man. But if I were to hire somebody and say, all right, let's give you a chunk of money, see what you can do, I'd have no qualm hiring a professional money manager to do that, 100%. Because we're saying, I think he might be able to do something. I think he found something. There might be something to that. Now, the problem with the efficient market hypothesis and whatnot is all the information is already known. So other people know about this information too. But the issue is, it's not just the knowledge of the information, it's the actual execution of it, the meticulous execution of it. Are other people using the meticulous execution of the knowledge that they captured? So just because everybody knows value stocks outperform over large stocks over years, and we don't know if that will happen, but that's historically. It's hard for people to stay in value stocks when they see growth stocks just killing it, man. It's just hard. And portfolio managers, they're human beings too. They don't want to be underperforming for 10 years, and value stocks have underperformed. At some point, there's going to be some growth trend seeking because they're like, I got to get better performance. I'm going to lose my job. Anyway, I thought it's interesting. So I would not worry, like stocks are at all-time high. I should sell or should I get into it? I said, that doesn't bother me in the least because stocks are, like I said, always at their all-time high. Not literally always, but they're up. Every time they go up, the stock market is biased in the positive direction, which inherently means they're going to be at their all-time high a lot more than they're not, just because they're always, they're going into infinity and beyond because our universe is expanding. You always say, what's it expanding to there, guy? Well, we don't know. Interesting. Now they're saying our universe is not expanding because of red. What do they call it? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, man. But red, there's a book I'm drawing a blank. What is it? Seeing Red. It's called Seeing Red by this physicist. Oh, it's like blue and red. And if you see, I forgot what it was. But Seeing Red is a good book. You should look it up. I haven't read it yet. It's not cheap. I'm drawing a blank that guy's name. Now, let me check. I got to find that guy. Hold on a second. Yeah, Houghton Arp, Seeing Red. Red shifts cosmology, and academic science. Yep. Arp's book's a frontal assault on the standard model of the universe, replete with anecdotes and illustrations, including 8 pages of color plates. And you see how they got the U in there? That means it's smart. And I don't know if you can even get, $80. Oh, I don't know. Can you buy this book? Not $10. I think I have the book. Anyway, red shifts is what it's called. Red versus blue shifts. And you should look into that because you're like, the universe is expanding or what's going on here? Because everything you thought you knew ain't true. All right. God bless. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.